Welcome back. Let's do this. All right, so I think I have like, what, 5 in here? Or 6? I don't know. We'll see. Let's get this white one. What is this white one? Okay. This was Monday, January 6, 2025. Yesterday, baby girl, okay, my friend's baby was born. While our prayer was for 34 weeks minimum, God knows best. So if you watched my other video, I did mention, the 25 weeker that came home. So this was the first prayer that I put in there about her, that, her mom will be able to carry her to 34 weeks because she had been on bed rest for some time. So we were praying that she would get to 34 weeks, but like I said, God knows best. So she came at 25 weeks. Ultimately, God, you know best. All in all, everything went well because the baby came home and is about to be 1 actually. She's about to turn 1. She's cute, very big, crawling already. So, God has been faithful. Yeah. Next one. Right, we have, this was Thursday, 23rd January 2025. Ooh, this is a big one. Okay, so I have been praying. I think this prayer probably even started in no, it was still 2025. Or was it 2024? Yeah, but anyways, I've been praying for one of my friends in Texas. To her husband, had been looking for a job for some time now, and it's just been rough, and just a few things that also went on. And she finally told me last week, was it 2 weeks ago, that her husband got the job, like the job, right? Because obviously during the meantime, he worked a few places, but he finally got the job. God has just been really faithful and has provided in such a beautiful way. And so it was one of my biggest prayers for 2025, and to see that the Lord just bless them in that way has been amazing. Like when she sent me that voice note, I was like screaming. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so exciting. But yeah, like we had really just been praying and trusting the Lord and just really hoping that things will turn around. And man, I'm so happy, so glad for them. Like super duper happy for them. Yeah, that's definitely a big one. Okay, on to the next. Okay. Oh, this is March 2025. Knee pain fear is gone because the Holy Spirit told me to drop the weights. Yes. Okay. So I think I had mentioned this in one of the videos that I've been working out since 2025, really since 2024, but 2025 is when I actually decided to lift weights, weight train more, right? And so I got to a point where my knees were really bad. Like it was really hurting. I could, especially when I did squats or lunges, I thought my knee was going to pop. Like I thought it was going to pop any second now. I was like, man, what's going on? I don't know why my knees are hurting so bad. And I'm trying to strengthen them. I'm trying to do all the things. It wasn't. And so then I think one time I was just doing it and I was just praying in my head, Holy Spirit, what's going on? Help me. And then the Holy Spirit told me, drop the weights. Just put the weights down. Okay. So I put the weights down. I think I was using I was doing lunges and I was using a 25 pound dumbbell. So doing one leg lunge and I'll, use 25 pound dumbbell. So I put it down and I just started doing it with body weight and I did not feel any pain. And it's yeah. So as I was doing the workout and the Holy Spirit just really kept ministering to me, I was like, yeah, you are not ready for that weight. And you picked up that weight working, and that's why your knees are crickling and crackling, whatever the word is, because you're not ready for the weight. You are just, instead of just taking your time to work up to that weight, you're just picking up something that you cannot handle. Hello. At that point, he was just not talking about the weight anymore. Okay. He was not talking about the weight anymore, because it's like, how many times we walk through, we walk through life just feeling burdened and feeling like the weight of things, and it's like nobody asked you to pick up that weight. Like, you're not ready for that weight. And because you're not ready for that weight, when you picked it up, it was cutting you off at the knees. You were hurting. You were hurting. You were not ready for the weight. Yeah, I hope you hear what I'm actually saying. So if this is resonating with you, and you know that you need to put some weights down, put it down. Things are only gonna go worse if you keep putting up things that you cannot, your knees are not strong enough to maintain. So yeah, that was a word for the physical and a word for spiritual too. All right, next one. Okay. Oh, this was also March 2025. God gave me gift ideas to buy the girls for their birthdays. Okay, so my daughters are all born in March, and so March is a very busy month for us, and I feel like it got to a point where I was just struggling finding them gifts for their birthdays. Like, I didn't want to do like the typical doll or a toy, or like, just I wanted to buy something that actually meant something for them, like something meaningful, right? So knowing who they are, their gifts, like what they like, what they're good at, like I wanted something meaningful for them. And so I was just praying about it, like, Lord, like, help me figure out what to buy for these girls, like, just give me an idea to buy the gifts for them. And yeah, the Holy Spirit gave me the ideas. My oldest daughter, she really loves all things girly. She also loves to color, loves to draw, and so we got her like a little makeup kit. Then we also got her a pencil pouch, and we filled it with a bunch of color pencils, highlighters, sharpener pencils, erasers, stuff like that, because she loves like writing, drawing, all that stuff. And so yeah, and a few coloring books. Those were very meaningful to her. Our second daughter, she also got the pencil pouch filled with goodies, but then specific for her, I think we got her a journal, because like she's very, very thoughtful and very inquisitive and very like curious and asks a lot of questions. And so like we wanted to get her a journal to like just write down her thoughts and just be able to just write things down. And yeah, again, in addition with the coloring books and stuffed pencil pouch. And then our youngest, her, I think last year we were still figuring a lot about her. We're still figuring out a lot about her, but I think we bought her like a doll bed or something, because she already has dolls. So we bought her like a bigger doll bed to put her dolls in there. But her, yeah, we can't go wrong with that for now, because we're still figuring her out. But yeah, I think we were able to get them really meaningful gifts, and they really enjoyed it. All right, next one. We have two more after this. Okay, February 2025, I wrote the PM role. I stopped functioning in that role exactly how I wanted it to happen. Okay, so February 2025, I was still employed. So I'm by profession, I'm a UX designer. I work in tech, and so that was what I was doing. And there was this particular project that we took on. And I think the lead project, the person that was running the project, had wanted, or like had suggested if I wanted to try to be the PM for that role. And I didn't mind, because I think eventually I had wanted to dabble into project management. I was like, okay, great. This is time to learn. And they knew that that's not what I do, but I'm willing to learn and thrive in the role. But I quickly realized that project was not the project to try that. Okay, to keep it cute and civil, that's all I'm gonna say. And so my boss directly, I was like, yeah, my boss knew I was frustrated, and I really wanted to like quit. I wanted to tell my boss like, no, like I don't want to do this PM role anymore. Like, let me do what I'm good at. Let me just revert back to being a UX designer on this project because I am sinking, okay? But I also didn't want it to be like, oh, I'm like, you know, like I'm a quitter, or like I just with the people leading the project, I just didn't want to come off a certain way, because it was one of those things where they could take it and run with it and like it be a negative thing. But thankfully, the owner of the project, I think, had spoken to my boss and was like, hey, can you like ask her if she wants to still continue in that role or revert back, because, you know, we understand that this project is like a pretty huge project, or like more, again, let me remain diplomatic. It's a pretty huge project and a lot of moving pieces, and so if she still wants to be in the PM role or revert back to UX designer. And so I like that it came to me in the form of a choice for me, and I was like, immediately, no, I do not want to be a PM anymore, take me off of it. So yeah, that was definitely exciting for me. That I didn't have to be the one to be like, you know what, I don't want to do this, but it more so came, you know, as a choice, and I was able to like bow out gracefully. So yeah, that was definitely an answered prayer. All right, we got 2 more. All right, this one says, oof. This was Monday, January 6, 2025. My boss shared something with me that put me at ease to share something that I had been wanting to share for a long time. Okay, no, this is great. My boss, oh my gosh, my last boss, literally the best boss ever, like hands down, literally the best boss I've ever had in my life. And I think I was at that point where I was kind of like just struggling with balancing working full-time, being a mom, being a wife, doing all that stuff. And I mean, ideally, I don't want to work in corporate America. I want to just do my own thing. And so like it was one of those seasons where maybe I was also in the luteal phase where you just want to burn everything down. Ladies, you know what I'm talking about. And so I was just like, it was just a lot, like, man, like I don't feel like working. Like, you know, you pray for something, you pray for a job so much, and you get it, and then like it gets to a point where it's like, bruh, I don't want to do this anymore. So I think it was one of those things. And so like I was you know, on the morning stand up with my boss, and I think he had shared something with me too that was going on in his personal life. And then I was like, man, like, Lord, that just kind of felt like an invitation for me to also be vulnerable and like, yo, I'm struggling like keeping employment right now. Like I don't want to work full time. Like I don't want to work anymore, you know? But like it's not one of those things where it's coming from an ungrateful place, or like, oh, like I'm looking to get fired. Like, no. Like again, he is not that type of person. Like I'm not that stupid. Like I know who I can share those kind of things with, and my boss was not one of those people. And so it was one of those things where it's like, man, like I really wish I didn't have to work, but also I do have to work. I don't have the luxury of not working. So yeah, it was a really great and open you know, conversation and open dialogue that we had. And it just kind of felt nice that like the Lord knew that I needed to get that off my chest. And especially because I thought that my work was being impacted with how unenthusiastic I was at that time. And so I kind of wanted to just open up like, hey, like I am actually struggling. And so if it shows up in my work, please be gracious to me, and I promise it's not going to be a pattern. It's just I'm in my feelings right now. But I just felt like it was kind of nice how, like, you know, he opened up about something that he was going through in his personal life, and then that kind of gave me, like, that lifted that burden off of me, like, okay, I can be honest with him too. And you know, it was really great. And obviously I got over that feeling, and you know, I love my job. I loved what I did, like, but still, you can love what you do and sometimes be overwhelmed and not feel like doing it again. So but yeah, so I wrote that down. All right, we're down to the last one. Okay, let's see what this is. This is Oh, this is a beautiful one to end with. Guys, this, okay, so, and this also happened in October 1st, 2025. Again, second half of 2025. And so, okay, so